Freaks, it's Friday, September 3rd, 2021. Coming up on the program today, Meade Skelton is out of retirement and back into retardedment. Plus, the cycle of violence in the life of cheese, trixictoric tantric tree fuckers, and a dude who just sort of wants to have sex with trash cans now.
Push F on my Twitter sheet.
Are you on the internet? Isn't that for techno geeks with spreadsheets?
I want to come while I eat your smelly, hairy, wet pussy.
She is a fat cunt.
All right, hey freaks, Tim back here with you one more time as we end the week with the Friday show. Got a great program for you. Apologies are in order. I'm posting the podcast late today. Sorry about that, but I do have a good one. As a matter of fact, let me gloat for just a second. Last month, Meade Skelton got on his stupid channel and was like, I'm hanging it up. No more Meade vlogs. I'm shutting down the channel. I'm going into retirement, folks. I'm just going to focus on my music. And I called bullshit on it. Someone go back, please, and find that audio. You know, I love being right, and it happens so infrequently. I said there's no way Meade is retiring. If there's one thing I know about Utards, and I know a ton of things about Utards, they never stay away for too long. Part of it is they like the attention. Another part of it, I think, is mental illness related. I don't know. I think it has something to do with manic phases and low tides. The moon might be involved. I don't know. Back in the beginning of August, Meade was in his waning phase. And throughout the month, slowly but surely, as Meade has been giving updates, you started to see that he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's going to delete his vlog channel, which he still hasn't done, by the way. But he set up a Patreon account for patrons so he can post exclusive content over there. That doesn't sound like he's retiring. And that brings us to yesterday, when Meade posted a new video on his vlog channel, pretty much confirming everything we suspected.
Hi everybody, it's Meade Skelton with another vlog chat for you. Oh my goodness, a lot of people are calling me hypocrite. I said I was ending my vlog channel, but frankly I don't know what to do with it. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed.
Oh, don't you dare blame God for you backing out on a promise. Isn't this convenient? I really need to become a hardcore Christian because it's like a get out of jail free card. Anytime I missed a show, I could be like, I was going to do a Thursday program, but I prayed on it real hard and God told me not to. Timmy Boo could double his vacation days if he would just let Jesus into his heart. By the way, the rest of Meade's video, it's like 9 minutes long. The first 20 seconds is him just saying, oh yeah, I guess I'm going to do vlogs and that's it. And then he just moves on, right? All's forgiven.
And I just didn't know what to do with it, so here I am making another update for you. I just want to let everyone know I'm doing fine. I'm starting delivering with DoorDash now. I used to deliver with Uber Eats, but I was let go for unknown reasons. One of the things I like about DoorDash is they let you pick, what side of town you want to deliver, so you don't have to go into the ghetto areas.
Mead's back, baby. Again, I want to point out we're only 40 seconds into this video. The first 20 seconds were used to explain why he's back making new vlogs, and the next 20 seconds we're right back into Mead's casual racism.
Imagine going downtown into the ghetto areas. Hey, Daquan, here's your Chick-fil-A. Give me your money, punk. Yeah, so I can avoid that situation. With Uber Eats, they would send me to Lord knows where.
I think we know why Mead was let go from Uber Eats, right?
Sometimes I just have to go on a wing and a prayer when going through those, places with a lot of atmosphere. A lot of atmosphere, a lot of vibrancy. But now I can deliver to the nice suburbs, the nice, clean, respectable suburbs.
Real quick, before I move on, I got to comment on what Mead's wearing here. Take a look at the chapter artwork. I've never seen a man wear one of those fucking barbershop quartet hats. Aside from like in movies and stuff, but Mead's rocking one in real life. Of course he is.
DoorDash. Also, folks, I got a new job. I won't say where, but let's just say it's a very respectable company with a wonderful reputation. And I will be making more moolah.
Hobby Lobby. He's working at Hobby Lobby, right? I always guess Hobby Lobby. Either Chick-fil-A or Hobby Lobby.
Paid $13 an hour. It's not a manager position, but it's close. It's close. I'm moving up the little ladder.
I'm glad Mead found a new job, but $13 an hour is what 16-year-old girls make at Dairy Queen. If you're making $13 an hour and you're almost a manager, you're doing something wrong. It's obviously like a fast food or retail job, which is good for Mead, I think. Although I might have to serve, some of the more colorful people, if you know what I mean. And by that, he means colored. That Mead's words, not mine. Do you think Mead is able to, refrain from saying something? Like, if he had to wait on a customer who is wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, do you think he could, exercise any restraint whatsoever? I don't think so. He would have to say something, or he would just walk off the job. It would get him way too frazzled.
But, of course, you all know what's happening lately. Those pesky communists are at it again, trying to tear down Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I actually saw this news article before I knew that Mead recorded a video, and I was like, oh, yeah, Mead has got to comment on this. Apparently, there's a Robert E. Lee statue in Virginia that is allowed to come down. I hope this means we're going to see Mead go full retard and try to protect this statue as well.
And I just think that, folks, they will never be happy until they just ruin everything. And as my mother said, my mother warned me that there was a war against white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
Well, someone should have warned your mom about smoking non-filtered Camels. That's what did her in, right? Not the war on wasps. Pretty sure an angry black Jew didn't kill her. To be fair, I don't know what cancer killed Mead Skelton's mom. May she rest in peace, by the way. She sounds like a lovely woman. Just having a little fun here. Little cancer fun.
Now, my mother's like she had a crystal ball. She knew what was happening.
Well, she didn't see everything that was going to come her way. Again, rest in peace. All right, I love this video because it's like Mead's greatest hits. He touches upon a lot of things that are fucked up.
And I'm in school. Yes, I'm in school. Now, I did have a disagreement with my biology professor about evolution. I explained to her, it's a woman.
Mead's gonna do some teaching.
It's actually a woman teacher. I explained that evolution just does not make any plumb sense.
Mead Skelton mansplaining evolution.
No, in my evolution book, they're saying that a snake evolved from a lizard. But wait a minute. I thought that the appendages came later. So now you're telling me that they lost their appendages and became a snake?
Ha ha! You got her, Mead! This is how smart Mead really is. He's the first person to ever come up with this argument against evolution. No one's thought of it before.
When I read evolution, it's like comedy gold. You just have to laugh, and people believe it, and they think they're smart. The thing is that evolutionists think they're smarter than everybody. I think they call it the Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah, I think it's where people think they're smarter. Now, I don't claim to be a genius. I just believe in common sense.
Says the man who was explaining biology to the biology professor. Despite this disagreement with one of his instructors, he does like his math professor.
My math teacher is not so bad. Of course, he's a man, so and he's giving more.
It's hard to politicize math. Somehow Mead can do it.
Of course, I'm doing statistics. Now, I want to do a paper on statistics about the number of children murdered since 1973, Roe v. Wade, but I don't think they'll allow that, so I'm going to have to do my paper on something else.
After Mead's education update, he again starts talking about that Robert E. Lee statue. He's worried about what's going to appear in its place. After all, liberal art is awful.
Oh, their art is terrible. Have you seen communist art? It is so uncreative. It is so banal, so bland. Let's just look at cancel culture, what cancel culture has done to Land O'Lakes. You don't even have the little Indian girl on there anymore.
I love that the first example of a piece of art that Mead could think of was the Land O'Lakes brand butter container. It would be so funny if someone did construct a statue of the Land O'Lakes girl in place of Robert E. Lee's statue. After that short and weird digression, Mead takes a hard turn talking about his dating life. Oh, I'm interested in this.
I'm going to wear my best clean white press shirt and my best trousers. I'm going to find me a honey bunny. I'm already talking to a lot of women online. I've got 2 women.
Which one of you freaks is catfishing Mead?
Very interested. One is from the Philippines, and I think I've got a lot of prospects out there because
this isn't the first time I think Mead has mentioned that he was talking to a woman from the Philippines or was attracted to the Philippine girls. You know, most white supremacists want to keep their race pure. I like that Mead takes a different approach. He's like, yeah, I'm going to infuse their gene pool with some cracker crumbs. As that great Caucasian artist Bob Ross said, we're going to dip our brush in a little titanium white.
And my best trousers, I'm going to find me a...
God, who says trousers? You're not that old, Mead. I realize you're like 42. You're not 142.
Honey bunny. I'm already talking to a lot of women online. I've got 2 women very interested. One is from the Philippines, and I think I've got a lot of prospects out there because I can yodel. So I think, folks, that's
like Mead's go-to joke. I hope that's a joke, right? He's not serious, thinking he can snag broads by yodeling.
My yodeling and my associate's degree and my job in retail, I think I'm doing pretty well for a young 42-year-old.
Yeah, you're a real catch. You know Mead is talking to young Filipina girls in their 20s. If that, like 19, 20, I could totally see Mead going after them. That's a common thing with these old virgins. They kind of think time stands still. Most people lose their virginity to teenagers. It's like, yeah, it's because they were teenagers as well. You missed out. That ship has sailed. You have to find someone your age, and they're not going to be impressed with your minimum wage retail job. I've got 2 minimum wage jobs. Oh, yes, the DoorDash thing. Honestly, that's why he's going after the Filipina girls, right? They look young. Many of them are young because they want a husband to marry, get a green card. The only way Mead is going to get some fresh pussy. Oh, I would love to be a fly on the wall the first time Mead has sex. There's no way he's finding the hole, right? Have I ever suggested that we hook Mead up with Angela Cummings? Because that's a brilliant idea. Anyway, there you go. That's a Mead update for you. He's back, y'all. Real quick, the other day on the podcast, I was featuring this extremely annoying vegan. I know. Are there any other kind? She calls herself the vegan teacher. The clip I played for you guys was her reacting to an episode of Hot Ones. You know that show where celebrities eat chicken wings? Needless to say, she lost her goddamn mind. Was kind of funny. I mentioned that her newest video involves reacting to a Gordon Ramsay clip. And again, she gets very agitated with Mr. Ramsay. And she says weird shit. I've had this video paused in the middle for a day or two now, and I clicked play real quick, and it was so weird to hear this coming out of her mouth without any real context.
Cheese comes from a cycle of violence.
Who knew cheese was so extreme? It kind of sounds like cheese comes from a bad home. Cheese dad beats him. None of her videos are well received. Like, this one has 10,000 views, 2,000 dislikes, as opposed to like 100 thumbs up.
Mayonnaise comes from a cycle of violence.
Meowness.
Yeah, pronounce it right, bitch. The rest of her video is pretty much just showing those videos of pigs getting slaughtered and chickens being killed. Too bad for her. I'm into that. Right after this, yeah, that's right. I jerk off to chicken slaughter. And then right after the show, I'm going to go to Wendy's, get some nuggies, dip them in meowness. I do have another U-Tard update for you. Oh, we haven't heard from Marshall Mathers IV in a while. I was concerned. I was worried about him, but he's okay. He's back, and I think he has an apology video here.
Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers IV here.
It's another depressed
U-Tard.
Oh, you are depressed.
I actually feel kind of bad for Marshall Mathers IV. It's not something that happens often with U-Tards, but it doesn't seem like he's a bad guy. He's got some mental problems. He was probably raised in a fucked up way. Would I suck his dick to make him feel better? Probably. That's how committed I am to helping this boy out.
I want to give a message to black women.
Uh-oh. I may have spoken too soon.
And my message that I want to give to black women in America, in the big cities, is that, you know, I know a lot of you think that I'm some racist piece of shit.
The thought has crossed our minds, yes.
I am attracted to black women, yes. I absolutely am attracted to black women. I lust after a lot of you, and I'm really turned on by a lot of you.
Okay.
For many reasons.
Very flattering, I'm sure, if you're a black woman hearing this.
That I do fetishize you as well.
He says the whole reason he started fetishizing black women is because how they were portrayed in the media as sluts. So you can't really blame him for that, right?
The ones that I look at and lust after and am attracted to, but would never personally marry because they would not be the good type of black women to even wife up.
So you want to fuck the sluts. You want to fuck the thoughts.
Even if I had a chance or opportunity to even be with any black women at all. Because they're whores. Hoes, bitches, sluts, skanks, thoughts, whatever.
This apology video is not going as expected.
I wouldn't want to get with any of those black women. I mean, maybe for a one-night stand, sure. But even then, it would probably come at the risk of me getting some sort of fucking sex disease.
Okay, I feel like we're getting off track here. You were going to apologize to black women, I think, right? That was the point of the video?
Because even in the past, when I went to the city, I just always looked at a black woman, and thought to myself, in my mind, I guess, an ignorant stereotype that I guess could also be viewed as racist.
See, he's acknowledging his prejudices and his bad thoughts.
She's a street bitch. She's a ghetto girl. She's a ratchet, bad bougie type of black woman.
I think you're losing them again.
She's from the hood.
Okay, got it.
I mean, and to be fair, in my defense, most black women in America are.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that apology. I think what Marshall Mathers IV needs to do is write out what he wants to say, at least bullet points. When you don't have notes and you sort of say whatever fruity shit pops in your mind, that's when you get into trouble, i.e. me and this podcast. A for effort, though. I'm sure the black women will accept your apology. Moving on now. Timmy Boo got a nice shout out. This happened on Peter's Political Perspective channel over there on YouTube. I've never heard of this guy. I don't think we've ever featured him. Here's a little bit of Peter.
The path ahead will not be easy, but we will win. We are going to win. Ultimately, we always win.
Trump is winning. I can prove it. In fact, Trump literally implied it in his previous speech in Alabama, where he said that all my predictions have become 100% true. And then an hour later, he makes another one of his predictions where he says, I have never been more confident that we will defeat the radical left. What? Has he seen what's going on around the country? Why would he say he's never been more confident that he's going to defeat the radical left? Are you kidding me? I'll explain all that. It's a big, big loaded statement full of hopium.
Okay, so this man is a lunatic. Check out the chapter artwork. You can see his sparsely decorated apartment. He does have a printout of a Trump poster, Trump standing next to a lion. They're both in front of an American flag. I love Trump artwork. Anyway, here is the shout out I got from Peter.
Can I get a quick prayer for Timmy Boo? He was shot up in the head in Sudan, currently healing the prolapse wound. All right.
Timmy Boo got shot up in the hood again. For some reason, my asshole fell out. Happens all the time.
Sudan, currently healing the prolapse wound. All right. We'll end it with a prayer, Big Poutine. Dear God, thank you for all the blessings we have. Thank you for this great country we live in. I pray for Timmy Boo, which I hope does exist, and you're not trolling me here.
How dare you? Timmy Boo does exist in the heart of us all.
For apparently he was shot. I pray for him to recover, and for all the people who are suffering this war, I pray for them to cover, and all the patriots to be protected, and the Democrats to be protected, and all the good people to be safe.
Okay. What about my prolapse? I would like special attention paid to my prolapse.
And all the good people to be safe. And for all these blessings, I really appreciate it, God. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Ended it with a prayer.
Oh my God.
Thank you all for joining me.
I feel my ass meat being sucked up back into my hole. It's a miracle. My sphincter is tightening. The pink sock is retracting. My full bloomin' onion is turning back into a rosebud. Hallelujah. 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 God is good. God is great. Thank you, DV listener Vlad, for making that happen. Finally, before we get into the news today, I've got a young person. I am not going to make any assumptions here. I don't know what we're looking at. It's not for me to decide, though. See how woke I am? I'll let this little freak of nature tell us if he's man or woman. I'm sorry. I'll let this freak of nature tell us if they are a man or woman. See how sensitive I am? No, this person is not a freak of nature. Well, they are a freak of nature, but not for that reason. Here they are describing a new form of sexuality, I guess.
Welcome back to What's That Sexuality? Today's sexuality is trixic. Now, trixic is actually quite complex, especially since it's a new term.
Oh, it's a new sexuality for 2021. It's like fashion or cars. The new ones roll out sometime in the spring.
Now, trixic is actually quite complex, especially since it's a new term. The basic definition is a non-binary person, no matter their orientation, who is attracted to women. But it's not always an exclusive attraction. The opposite of trixic is toric, which is the same thing except attraction to men. Now, someone who's trixic can also identify as a non-binary lesbian or feminimoric, though feminimoric is an exclusive attraction to females.
What?
The opposite of which is virimoric. The reason trixic or toric is so new is because the term non-binary is so new. It's also the reason why it's not very well known. Trixic flag contains the colors yellow, pink, magenta, and purple.
You know, before you come up with the colors of your flag, maybe the people who are trick sick should be notified that they're trick sick, because I have a feeling they don't even know that they are that. You know why the flag is so important? It's because it's a physical representation, right? They can hang the flag, or they can print out a trick sick sticker and plaster it on their notebook, and people will ask them about it, because that's what they really want. They want to talk about it. Hear me out. I think trick sick and toxic, or whatever the fuck the other version is, toric, as ridiculous as these terms sound, I think it's a good thing. Sometimes you might be interacting with someone and you don't know they're non-binary. And when they say, I'm toric, you will know to stay away from these people. This is not someone you want to date. So if you're non-binary, see, I understand kind of the first part. If you're non-binary and you're attracted to women, you're a toric. If you're non-binary and attracted to men, you're trick sick.
Attraction to men.
Yeah.
Now, someone who's trick sick can also identify as a non-binary lesbian or a feminimoric.
I don't understand a lot of this terminology. For instance, what's a lesbian? You really have to start with basics for me. So this TikToker can be found at @learn_pride, although I think maybe that account was deleted and she started a new one, fable_the_fag, but fag is PHAGG, you know, so it's not so offensive. Let's check in with another one of these videos.
Today's sexuality chosen by you is omnisexual.
That's like you fuck everything, right?
Sexual, much like the others I have discussed.
But wouldn't that be pansexual then? Oh, I'm so confused.
Just as a very lesser known sexuality. Much like pansexual, it likes all genders. But unlike pansexual, it typically has a preference to certain genders.
Come on, now that's just splitting hairs. That would mean like bisexual people should have different terms. If you're bisexual but you prefer men, that should be a different name. And if you're bisexual but you prefer women, then that should have its own name. Most of you guys don't even know what pansexual is, and now they're throwing new terms on top of that. Omnisexual.
All genders. But unlike pansexual, it typically has a preference to certain genders. This is their flag, which fades from a lighter pink to a lighter blue.
They're all like pink and purple. Like all the weird sexualities are pink and purple and blue, right? Not weird, exotic. All of the exotic sexualities are like pink and blue and purple. You know, if I was transgender, I would be upset. Because, you know, people finally kind of understand what the trans flag is, right? We all got used to the gay pride flag. We all know what that means. And then they threw the trans flag. And it took a while for us to recognize that. And now there's all these other flags that are different combinations of the trans colors.
These colors represent the gender spectrum.
All right, okay, the flag stuff kind of bores me. Do you want to hear one more new sexuality? Even though I'm in a room by myself recording the show that won't be posted for another few hours, I can still hear a chorus of, "No, please move on," from the audience. But I'm going to play one anyway.
We're going to be learning about demisexual. Now, demisexual is a part of the asexual community. A demisexual person has to form a strong emotional bond with someone before they can be attracted to them.
You've just described women. All women, I think. Well, you can follow Fable the Fag on TikTok if you want to learn more sexualities. I just happened to look for a list of to see what other ones are out there. There's one called spectrosexual, scoliosexual. That's for people who are attracted to those with multiple sclerosis, I think. No, scoliosexual is for people who are attracted to others who are not cisgendered. There's something called sex repulsed for someone who is repulsed or disgusted by sex or sexual behavior. Sapiosexual is someone who's attracted to people based on their minds, their intelligence, rather than their body or gender. Right, just more reasons for people to reject me. Some people will be grossed out by my body physically. Other people are skeeved out due to my lack of intelligence. All right, there you go. And with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist and the fucked up news right now. Member of the Distorted View Sideshow, what are you waiting for? Help support this stupidity. Sign up for the Sideshow, become a true and honorable freak, and when you do, you will gain full access to the entire archive of programs, well over 4,000 shows. I've been at this since December 2004. So the archives are packed full. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of DV for you to listen to. More importantly, every week I do brand new Sideshow exclusive programs. Yesterday I did one, and then earlier this week on Tuesday there was another Sideshow exclusive podcast. Sign up right now and you will gain access to every single one of them. Memberships are very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month, even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. Again, superfreaksideshow.com. Other ways to support the show. You may have heard of Patreon. That's a legit service. We've got a Patreon account over there, patreon.com/distortedview. You can pledge as little as $1. If you pledge more, you do get some perks. If you pledge $5, you get access to our special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. If you pledge $20 or more a month, occasionally I will send out real physical DV merchandise or goodies. There is going to be a DV merch drop for $20 patrons this month. So get in on the action. Patreon.com/distortedview. Thank you to all my patrons. And of course, Sideshow members, you guys are the reason this show continues. All right, 3 very quick stories now. First up, do you remember the name Yuri Tolochko? Probably not. And I probably pronounced it a different way when I talked about him the first time. Remember when we were discussing low intelligence? Coming into play right now. Yeah, I can't pronounce these names. What is he, like Russian or something? He infamously married his specially designed sex doll last November. Now is it starting to ring a bell? The guy who married his sex doll? No? Because we've read about more than one of these idiots as well? Yeah, there's been a few guys who have married their sex dolls in the past. All right, so yes, you may remember, or may not, this guy married his sex doll last November in a wedding ceremony attended by dozens of guests. Well, he's found a new love match. Oh yeah, he's kicked that doll to the curb. He's served that hunk of rubber divorce papers because he's fallen in love with an ashtray. Well, this is just about the dumbest thing I've heard in quite a while, and I just learned the term trixic. This guy seems very sexual. And all of the photos I've seen of him, he's like naked or half naked. And he's like embracing his dolls and rubbing up against them and shit. The sex doll at least has the figure of a human being, tits and holes to stick your dick in. An ashtray just seems painful. I don't know what you're going to do with that. Well, our man here has some plans. He's fallen in love with a giant ashtray that he wants to adorn with an artificial vagina. The 36-year-old, who considers himself a pansexual. Oh, well, I'm a scoliosexual, so I'm weirder than you, I guess. Where did he meet his new love interest? The club. Of course, that's where everyone meets. Yeah, the man from Kazakhstan. Oh, Kazakhstan, yeah. Noticed the ashtray a while ago. He claims it was only when he arranged a photo shoot with this cigarette ashtray during a paid personal appearance at the venue that he discovered he had feelings for it. Check out the chapter artwork and you can see this man with the ashtray between his legs. By the way, it's not even a cool looking ashtray. It's an ashtray that one would find, well, I guess you wouldn't find it here in the United States because smoking is not really allowed anywhere anymore, but like it's just like a rectangle. It looks like one of those new Xboxes. It's just a rectangle. He said, I like it. I like the smell of it, the touch of metal on my skin. It's fantastic. He added, I like the touch of sharp metal on my skin. It excites me, so I think you can understand what attracts me to this ashtray. No. Apparently sometime last year, his marriage with the sex dolls started hitting the rocks. I mean, may I suggest a threesome? That way you'll at least be able to stick your dick in that sex doll that you spent so much money on. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars. All right, the man also claimed he's been dating his ashtray for a couple of months now, and while his new love is older than the sex doll, he is under the impression, age is just a number. I generally like things with history, he said. I love that this is not a new ashtray. It's had contact with a large number of people. You're gonna get an STD. The ashtray also helps him satisfy a once secret fetish for dirty stuff, he admitted. When I hugged it and pulled out cigarette butts, cigarette packs, and all sorts of stuff. I liked it. I liked it when the ashes stained my bare feet, my body, and my beard. I think this guy is like a Instagram douche or something, and I'm under the impression now that he's doing this all for publicity. He's not really in love with an ashtray. This is the type of stuff that gets his name out there. He gets in the papers and in the news. Oh, he married a sex doll, and then he one-ups it by marrying an ashtray. It's all for publicity. Yes, he does want to give the ashtray an artificial sex orifice, though. He says, I think the vagina can be placed in a tube, and the tube can be placed in a round hole where cigarettes are thrown. By the way, this guy does have sex with human beings, but only sometimes. He prefers engaging with objects much more frequently. Most of us just call that masturbating. All right, there you go. There's an update on our favorite objectum sexual. Ooh, look at me using all these new sexuality terms. I'm so hip and with it. All right, second story we have for you today. You may have heard what's been going on down there in Texas with the abortion laws. Something to do with abortion and laws. I gotta be honest with you. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. I'm a guy. I can't have a baby. Never gonna be with a woman. Never going to impregnate a lady. So my mind kind of wanders when I start reading stories about Texas and abortions. It's not good what's happening there, though. I think they're making it hard for women to have abortions, right? It's the Texas way.
We're going to Texas. We're going to Texas.
Not to have an abortion, you aren't. Well, our next news story does come from Texas. Sing it with me. We're going to Texas. We're going to Texas. We're going to Texas. Here we come. See how I hit those high notes? That's range, baby. Pro-choice users on TikTok and Reddit have launched a guerrilla effort to thwart Texas extreme. Texas extreme new abortion laws, flooding an online tip website that encourages people to report violators of the law with false reports, Shrek memes, and pornography. The law makes it illegal to help women in Texas access abortion after the 6th week of pregnancy. Oh, I just saw this thing about how Lyft and Uber are going to pay for the legal fees of drivers who take women to get abortions. That's kind of cool, right? The law makes it illegal to help women in Texas access abortions after the 6th week of pregnancy. To help inform, most women don't even know they're pregnant by the 6th week. Oh, that they did that on purpose. Okay. Fucking assholes. Got it. To help enforce it, anti-abortion group Texas Right to Life established the digital tip line where people can send anonymous information about potential violations. I also read a thing about the Texas Right to Life group, their website. It's going to get shut down. GoDaddy, I guess, was hosting it, or they registered the website, and they're like, you got to find a new domain or whatever. We're not going to be a part of this. Any Texan can bring a lawsuit against an abortionist or someone aiding and abetting an abortion after 6 weeks, the website read, and those proved to be violating the law can be fined a minimum of $10,000. An online form allows anyone to submit an anonymous report of someone illegally obtaining an abortion, including a section where images can be uploaded for proof. See, that was their big mistake, allowing uploads. Pro-choice users had other ideas, bombarding the site with false reports and fabricated data through a campaign primarily organized on Reddit and TikTok. Did I ever read abortion erotica for a Sextastic Tuesday story? If so, feel free to upload that episode of DV onto this website, the Texas Right to Life website. All right, yes, pro-choice users had other ideas, bombarding the site with false reports, fabricated data. Though the site was launched a month ago, the fake reports came flooding in on the eve of the bill's enactment. One TikTok user said they submitted 742 fake reports of the Governor Greg Abbott getting illegal abortions. In a tongue-in-cheek caption, the user encouraged others to do the same. It would be a shame if TikTok crashed the pro-life whistleblower website. Redditors said they submitted reports blaming the state of Texas for facilitating abortions by having highways that allow people to travel to the procedure. Wouldn't it be so awful if we sent in a bunch of fake tips and crashed the site, like Greg Abbott's butt stinks? Another TikTok user showed how he uploaded Shrek memes, claiming they were images proving my wife aborted our baby 4 weeks into her pregnancy without consulting me. Meanwhile, other users encourage people to upload image attachments containing various kinds of porn. Maybe I should upload all 4,000 episodes of Distorted View Daily to this website. That might be fun. The coordinated effort echoes a movement in June 2020 to flood a Donald Trump rally with fake signups, resulting in an empty stadium for the actual event. An activist who goes by the name Sean Black said he programmed a script to submit reports en masse on the website automatically. The website appears to be doing its best to take on the influx of false reports and remains online despite other sabotage attempts, including attacks by hackers. I'm on their website now. It's prolifewhistleblower.com/anonymous-form. And it looks like the form's not there. I wanted to upload the video that I posted on my old nasty site called ungod.ly. It's of a guy shitting out baby dolls. He has them packed inside his asshole. Remember that one? No, you didn't see that? It's kind of like an abortion. You know, this baby doll is not alive, and it's being ripped out of some dude's hole. That screams abortion to me. All right, final story we have for you today. This one comes from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Florida is the most fucked up state.
Oh, a Florida woman. Yes, a woman is behind bars after allegedly attacking her husband with a plate of spaghetti in a domestic pasta battery that left the victim, quote, covered in meat sauce. Oh, the humanity. This story proves once again that men know how to do domestic violence better than women. This woman gets mad and splashes some meat sauce on the guy's face. Meanwhile, if a guy comes home and dinner isn't ready, this is how he handles the situation.
Where's dinner?
Well, I thought you'd be home a couple of hours ago, and I put everything away.
What is this? Pizza?
You had just called me. I wouldn't know what...
Dinner ready is pizza.
Honey, please don't be so loud. Please don't... Let go of me!
Get in the kitchen!
No!
You want to see what hurts? That's what hurts! That's what hurts!
I don't want to say that this guy was right to hit the woman, but her defense is pretty fucking weak. He's like, pizza? Dinner tonight is pizza? And then she's like, you just called and I didn't know. I'm sorry, do we not have dinner every night? You could have just made the fucking meal like you do every other day. And if I was a bit late, you could warm it up. Instead, you think you got a freebie day. It's vacation for Linda. Just because I didn't call to tell you I was going to be leaving work at the normal time. It sounds like, to me, this whole you didn't call thing is just an excuse because you didn't want to make dinner. Don't put this on me. Like I said, it just seems weak. All right, investigators charge that Melissa Deigel, 44, was intoxicated last night during a family discussion that turned violent when she threw her dinner, which was a plate of spaghetti, at her spouse. The spaghetti struck the torso and the lap of Deigel's husband. The victim was not injured, but covered in meat sauce. Deigel was arrested for domestic battery and booked into the county jail. During a court appearance this morning, a judge barred Deigel from having contact with her husband at all and ordered her to be outfitted with an alcohol monitoring device. She got a problem. Deigel and the victim have been married for 20 years. 19 years too long, she says. And the September 1st confrontation occurred in front of the couple's adult children. Deigel, who works at a Largo bar, was arrested back in May for allegedly spitting on her husband and then striking him in the face with her car keys during a 1 a.m. confrontation in their residence. Prosecutors subsequently declined to pursue charges against Deigel. That was probably a mistake, because she's at it again. Last month, police found a Florida couple covered in spaghetti. Wow! Is this like one of those TikTok challenges? Is that where they got this idea? Seems to be a trend. Yes, last month, police found a Florida couple covered in spaghetti following a 1 a.m. argument in their Clearwater home. While the combatants were each arrested for domestic battery, prosecutors this week declined to pursue charges against the duo. Bad idea, man. It's going to happen again. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you, freaks, and there are many ways to contact the show at distortedview.com. I'm all over social media, at distortedview on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/distortedviewshow, yada, yada, yada. Let's do some voicemails. Got a lot of patron calls coming in.
Hey, Tim. I was going to play a hover round commercial for you, but that probably would sound like shit, so...
You've learned. Someone learned. Don't play audio over the phone. Doesn't work.
What you can do is put Icy Hot on your balls, and that feels pretty good. So just give it a try, you know.
We had a listener masturbate with Oragel once. That did not feel good.
Let me know.
He lost control of his, not bowels, of his bladder. He peed all over the place.
What you think? And I'll talk to you later. I love you.
Yeah, not going to masturbate with Icy Hot, but thanks for the tip, I guess.
We do. Scumhook here, baby. Wanted to say you have been doing a fucking fantastic job with the shows lately. Really enjoying them. One thing I did notice, and I think you might have mentioned it, you think you may have ADHD. Well, speaking as someone who has been diagnosed with that, it helps a lot if you can get diagnosed and sort of get some meds to straighten you out. And there's actually a bit of a test you can do at home to kind of give you an idea if you've got it or not before you go.
Do you think this is going to be a legit, helpful thing that Scumhook says here, or do you think it's going to turn into something dumb and sexual?
Fuck around with the doctors. Because ADHD is all centered around and triggered by activity in the prefrontal cortex, or PFC, there's a test we can do that will actually alter how that behaves.
I'm not believing anything he's saying right now.
And if that works, then you might got it. Not too far off the track, but the PFC, prefrontal cortex, is linked in with the PCR.
You're almost as annoying as the person who came up with Trixasexual, or whatever the fuck that was earlier today.
Testing which they use for COVID. So all these P's and stuff, they all end up, kind of linking together on this big PVC, which also stands for private virtual circuit, as well as polyvinyl carbonate. Anyway, back to the thing. So this test.
I'm about ready to hang up on you. Get to the point. Get to the part where you say, I got to stick my finger in my dick hole or up my butthole, or I got to have Lord Douche, do ass to mouth with me or something.
Okay, so get a piece of paper, just a normal size paper, a pen, and draw a circle as best you can. Make it the most circular shape. Right, like I was saying at the beginning, the show's made a fucking awesome job. That thing the other day when you did this fart and then you spent minutes just isolating the audio, getting rid of all your filters, bringing the fart up to a beautiful, juicy level.
I think I see what you're doing here. You've got ADHD.
And then playing that
We'll get to the fucking point.
And putting your fart at the end of it. Fucking gold, mate. It was the ideal
can't believe
sort of bullshit stupidity that we need.
I played 2 minutes of this nonsense
in these dark times. It was very refreshing TV, so keep up the good work. Also, that fart proved that you are
all right. I get it. Very funny. Thank you, Scumhook.
What's up, Jimmy Boo? It's Hot Schmosh here. You asked me to call back so I could tell you which I'd rather punch in the fucking esophagus, the baby talk bitch or the vegan teacher.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hachimachi called in and said that I played a clip of a girl talking kind of like a baby voice, and it annoyed him. And I said, what annoys you more? That fucking vegan I played? I played a little bit of her today, as a matter of fact, or the baby
They're
talk.
kind of on two separate levels of shit. The baby talk bitch, I probably would rather punch in the esophagus just because she does this shit. But after you featured the vegan teacher, I've watched a couple of her videos, and every single video of her is just so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's I don't even know. It gives me agita. I want to punch her in everywhere.
Yeah, she really is awful.
I'd probably rather punch her.
All right. I think I can respect that. I got to move on, though, because we've got so many calls.
Jimmy Boo, it's DJC. I sit at a desk and draw blueprints all day so guys can install ductwork in medium-sized commercial buildings. Oh, it's so boring.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm almost sorry now I'm playing more voicemails. Should have ended it.
Hey, Tim. It's Bonjizilla. Bonji Island Iced Tea. I just wanted to call. I wanted to tell you about my listening habits and how I listen to your show. So I work a 12-hour shift, and I got out of jail. Been out of jail a year now. So I caught up on
what were you in for? Come on,
current events and things by listening to your show.
Yikes!
And listening to it for I listened to the last 2 years worth of shows during my 12-hour shift. So that's 12 hours, real test of patience. I'm just listening to your show. I actually pause it. I go on a break. I take a break from my horrible job and your show for 15 minutes, and then I come back and I turn the show back on, and and I just brutalize myself.
This is a true freak.
What I do.
I mean, this is doing some severe mental damage to yourself.
I love it. It's been great, and that's why I'm a patron and a real DV freak.
You certainly are. Thank you very much, Bonjizilla.
Hey, Tim. Haley's Comet calling in.
No.
You know what I learned today? That the French call paperclips trombones. Now, this clears up a very awkward situation I had in my youth. I was cruising New Orleans for some freaky kink.
I know this isn't Haley's Comet, but it's totally Haley's Comet.
And I asked a hermaphrodite prostitute for a rusty trombone. She seemed confused and went to her junk drawer and pulled out an old paperclip. So I flew into a rage and I killed her with a novelty trident that I got off of the street. I had to lay low for a while, and that's why I ended up taking a job at Circuit City because nobody goes there.
Right.
So I just wanted to let you know that
there's the Circuit City connection.
It's so weird. The frogs, they call paperclips trombones.
Well,
all right, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go first bore and then do some weird electro shit to my wife. Toodles.
Hey, thank you, fake Haley's Comet. All right, we're going to end it right there. We have more voicemails, but I'll get to them on Monday. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-66. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Cheese comes from a cycle of violence.
Spread the distortion. STD, tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to rate us and review us wherever you can criticize podcasts. Quick programming note. Monday is a holiday here in the United States. I will be back with a new show, but it's going to be a short one. Try to play some audio for you, do a couple news stories, maybe some voicemails, give you your DV fix for the day. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.